and you don't feel like you have any control and you put so much time into the game. It's like really shitty. Alright, let's go back in time here. Thresh coaching. Silver, Thresh coaching. Can I not bat? Is this frozen? When it rains, it pours, dude. Step out of solo queue, still get tilted. Okay, try this again. Silver Thresh. I'll try not to rewind too much. Don't know why you're AFK. Should be trying to invade. This shit sucks. Silver 5. Here we are, bot lane. First things first. When you get into lane, push the lane. Push the lane. I don't care if you're facing Soraka. I don't care if you're facing Tristana. I don't care if you have a Vayne lane. I don't care if you're facing Draven. Try to push the lane and get your ADC inspired to push the lane and rush for level 2. Level 2 is very important. Will allow you to get a nice little level 2 cheese going. Any lane, no matter what, you'll pretty much always win if you get the hook. Now, what do? What do we do? Now the lane's pushing to us. Don't waste that hook. Don't waste that hook. That guy's already outside of like max range. Don't even bother with that shit. Now that the wave's building, you can start stepping up and trying to get a flay off. That's what I'd like to see. Step up, like literally walk up. If you ever watched any good Thresh players play, I don't know if you have or haven't. Hold on a second. Walk at them. If they're stupid, and trust me, and low elo they will be a lot, walk up and try to get a free flay. Sometimes people literally just auto use, you walk up. And you could just flay, auto into hook, and GG. And Vayne will be able to follow that shit up. And even if not, you'll have minions to fall back to if he doesn't follow up. That's why we lead with flay, because people are dumb and they will get hit by it more often than not. I'm gonna try to rewind, hopefully it doesn't crash. Okay, good. Watch. Also notice when you use your hook, enemy teams tend to close in on you and try to contest minions and all that shit. That's why it's better to just try to walk up. Be confident, you have plenty of wiggle room to play with. What a mess. Nothing you can do about the Vayne dying that way. Now, this is like a passing thing. It's like, oh, push the lane and then try to lead with flay and all that stuff. Dude, it is super important though. Fight for level 2, go for the flay, go for the hook, get control of the lane right away. Alright? Otherwise you're flipping coins. And let me tell you, on a straight up level 3 versus level 3, Vayne is always gonna lose in solo queue. Vayne's like always gonna lose unless the guy's good. Alright, so we need to make sure that we come into lane pushing for level 2 fast. And yeah, you're gonna think, well, the ADC's gonna bitch at me. He's gonna say, don't push, don't touch the minions or whatever. Fuck him. Don't even, just mute him. Mute his pings, mute everything. You're not taking the farm, you're just pushing the wave. You're getting the creeps low so he can last hit them and you rush level 2. And then yeah, leading with flay is really important in the early levels because Thresh has a lot of move speed. You could just walk right up and threaten to flay people. Like right here, you could have done that. You could have walked up and maybe tried to get Soraka, fake a hook towards Tristana, and then get Soraka. Like, so many things you can try. For example, let's go back to that. I'm gonna hope this doesn't freeze. Please don't freeze. You're pathing at Tristana, right? If you path at Tristana and aim, like walk at her and then Q this way for your hook, you will be facing Tristana and then hook the Soraka. Little bit easier for you to get the Soraka than the Tristana who you're pathing at, but you have to play those mind games as a skill shot champion. Very important. Yeah, if the ADC yells at you, dude, just mute them. Instant mute. Mute their pings, mute their chat. Don't even listen. Don't matter. They're dumb as shit anyways. They probably won't carry the game anyways. And at that point, if they tilt out or do some int type shit, then you just buy Mobies and get ready to roam. Okay, so you flash in, flay. Have no idea. I think you should have kept going. Yeah, you should have kept going and tried to flay that guy potentially, but oh well. It's not a big deal. I like your decisiveness on the flash though. It's a good hook by you. Try to keep Vayne alive. Nothing you can do with that. Nice hook on the Vlad. Good chain CC by Syndra. Other than early lane, at least for this portion, I mean, you're not just like passive, so that's good. My only concern is that we just didn't fight for the early level and the early lead. Basically, treat every lane like you can win it in the first 2 levels, first 2 or 3 levels, and you won't be disappointed. Then you can dial it back if your ADC sucks. I'm not gonna lie, I am getting Mobies. Let's go back in time. Please don't freeze. I should do it this way, I think. How much gold did you have? Dude, if it's me, at this stage of the game, I want you to do a little bit of mental math. You need to learn how to carry from the support role, right? Like that's our big goal with Thresh. Thresh, Bard, Blitz all do one thing really well. Yes, Ole. I was about to mention this, but Thresh, Bard, Blitzcrank do one thing really well, and that's roam. Now, if your ADC has demonstrated that he is competent, you can stay in lane. I will give you my permission. You can stay in the lane. However, if the ADC does that bullshit where he just died for free and we all saw it and went, what the fuck is this shit, right? Why did he die? At that point, I default to Mobies. I pretty much would go Mobies every time because it's way more fun than sitting in a lane. I'm not gonna lie. And you learn more about the game. And you learn about taking initiative and just running around the map. Get the Mobies. Abandon this guy. This guy sucks. Abandon him. You don't have to leave him forever, but start looking around the map. Your Syndra's 2-0 with 52 CS. Your Mundo's beating a Teemo. I mean, these are pretty good targets to roam to, really. I mean, if there was ever any time to roam, it would be with these teammates. Your Kha'Zix getting kills, your Syndra's getting kills, your Mundo's getting kills. All you have to do is just kind of show up in a lane, make a quick attempt to get something done. Imagine, just humor me for a minute. And let's back together, all right? Let's say you buy Mobies. let's say you buy Mobies, and you're here now, right? You're pathing towards top. Pathing up there. Somehow, you know, Mundo just died. But you're pathing towards top. Mundo's about to TP in about 10 seconds. You see Teemo running over a ward, and you could catch him. You could potentially, well, to be fair, you're probably not catching this Teemo, and you're probably not catching this Vladimir on this particular instance, but a lot of the time you will be able to. Trust me. I know this is a very bad example. But you need to be looking for it, okay? And then if there's nothing there for you, like say this exact situation happens, right? And you path out to here and you're looking for mid and top, then you can just go back to bottom. You have Mobies, it's fine. You're just gonna sit with your ADC anyway. It's not like you're gonna win lane. So you're just gonna sit under tower. But my point is you should at least be looking for opportunities to find kills, to find roams. It's a very good idea to ignore losing lanes. Vayne, if he doesn't farm like a normal human, I'm leaving bot every time. Cause how are you guys ever gonna fucking win, dude? How you gonna ever win 2v2? Thank you, Jay Riku. Appreciate it. This is what happens when we stay bot. Now, why are we trying to fight here? No, vision does not hurt. That's all in your mind. You can Mobies will give you vision. Mobies will, and I mean that. I mean by like roaming around the map and forcing skirmishes, you will get your own vision. You will control space. These players are not going to be decisive. You'll disappear from lane for like 3 minutes and bot lane won't do anything. But why are you engaging here? How are you ever going to win? Tristan has got a pretty big item lead over us, I think. Yeah, Vayne has level 6. But I just think you're trying to do something with the shitty ADC that you shouldn't be doing. I mean, right there is like a perfect example. You're just trying to fight with a losing lane. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you want to get something done, you better be winning this lane, or hooking people under towers, or have your jungle showing up at the same time. But this is not what we want to be doing. Ooh. Nothing you're doing about that shit. When I roam my AD gets engaged on, it ends up tilting my team. Who cares? If your AD, listen, AD carries and supports alike. ADs, if you can't hit minions, if you lose an early skirmish, and you do something that's incredibly stupid, you need to expect that your support is not going to want to stay in your lane. And the other thing is, even if your support doesn't want to stay in your lane, it's your responsibility to just sit under tower and farm. And if the enemy team looks like they're going to dive you, back off of the minions. Let your support roam and do plays elsewhere on the map. If you're a patient player and you're a smart player, it's not the end of the world. As long as you're not just dying under the tower, it's fine. You're giving up a couple CS, maybe some XP, but if your support's getting shit done elsewhere on the map, it's fine. It's the ADs that think that they need to just trade 2v1 outside of tower and go, well, where's my support? They're dumbasses. I tell supports all the time on stream, and I've come back on stream because I say, dude, just roam. Just roam. I'll play an Ezreal. I can just max range with Q. It's no problem. Like, whatever. Roam. Supports roam. Get shit done. Fuck with the mid lane. Fuck with the enemy jungle. Get vision deep. Go towards top and cheese the top laner and get top lane snowballing. If the lane is already over on bot side, don't be trying to win bot. And with you trying to engage, you should just be waiting for your jungler or your mid to roam down. And just chilling. Yeah, low elo, exactly. Low elo ADCs. If they're a good ADC, then they will understand that roaming needs to happen sometimes. If they're a bad ADC, they'll cry and they're not going to carry anyways. Like, let's face it. There's no way. There's something. It's like it's completely proportionate. The amount of bitching that an ADC does about supports roaming is about as much, like about as bad as they actually are at ADC, and about as useless as they will be in a team fight anyways. It's not like you're feeding some superstar, trust me. It's the people you want to help are the people that farm well, that have good KDAs or are keeping their cool, versus a lot of like bullshit ganks or nonsense and keeping their farm up. Yeah, one of the Bard challenge that I did was before Bard had even got buffed. The Bard 100 games to Diamond. I had a cheese that I was doing where I was cheesing junglers at the red or whatever. But a big... And people that did watch that 100 games to Diamond Bard challenge, I mean, I roamed everywhere. And I had a pretty good win rate on support doing it. It was actually, honest to God, it was one of the most fun challenges I did. Support blows. If you just AFK in the game, it just in the bot lane and just lose with an ADC, it blows. Good supports will always tell you, it's like, dude, if your ADC sucks, just fucking leave. Just find somebody that doesn't suck and enable them. If nobody's good, then you're gonna lose anyways. You're playing support. Playing utility support. Ooh, good combo. But look, your ADC is not going to ult. Go for it. Yeah. Support's fun as fuck. Support's fun when you play roaming style. I also like the Lux Frostfang style. It's fun as hell too. So right now you're just trying to clear out vision. I want you to remember this timing, okay? You're 0, 1, and 2. It's 18 minutes in. We've been very, very just ABC about our gameplay right now. In the future, for future games, what I want to see from you is when you go into lane, act like you own it. Act like you're going to kill somebody level 2. Try to kill level 2 with the flay, auto into hook, or whatever you got to do. Alright? Try to get the momentum going. If you're unable to get momentum going, your ADC sucks, whatever, as soon as you're able to afford Mobies, you need to get your ass moving around the map. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. Let me tell you your evolution as a player when you start doing this style. The first thing that's going to happen is that your teammates are going to bitch, right? That's like the first thing that discourages players from playing roam style. They leave, the ADC goes, man, support me, right? They freak out, and then you go, oh, you roll your eyes, and you're like, oh, I'll go back down there, right? No, fuck that. That's the first trap that supports fall into. That keeps them low elo, not very proactive, not very aggressive support. And that's an important first thing, because what supports don't understand, and you just see countless, you will see countless of low elo supports that never climb, right? The reason they never climb is they're not very decisive and they're not very confident. Low elo supports is where you see the beta males, the e-girls, the tiny schlongs, you know, all those guys, girls, whatever, that literally try to AFK and win purely off of the carry potential of a person in the same exact elo. Seriously, think about it. You're in a shit elo. You're trying to somehow use your champion that is only designed to enable your shitty teammate to win. Right? In lane. Like, that's all they do. They just sit in lane and they hope that somehow, by the virtue of shields, heals, and positive attitude, that the newbie is going to somehow rise above in 1v9 for them. Right? It's a terrible, terrible proposition. Because, first off, it doesn't teach you anything about any part of the game outside of lane phase. And you're relying on an idiot, right? You're relying on a monkey to fucking ook and eek his way for you up the ladder. Every monkey you get, you're relying on every individual monkey to ook and eek. Now, I'm not saying that the monkeys that you're going to get are always going to be bad. In fact, I say if you're crushing lane, I'm known for this. I've had to been told a couple times, like, well, if you're winning lane, dude, don't roam. Like, that's dumb. And it's like, oh yeah, you're right. You know, I've had ADC mains tell me that. It's like, you really shouldn't roam if we're winning. Like, there's no value in it, really, if we're crushing lane. Now, the second thing, okay, so the first thing is that your teammates are going to bitch at you when you roam. The second thing that's going to happen is once you start roaming around the map and leaving your monkeys just right in the bot lane, the second thing that's going to happen is you're going to roam and you're going to fuck up. You're going to roam, you're going to make a bad engage, you're going to make a bad decision, you're going to make a bad fight, you're going to make a bad this, and it's going to discourage you. Because you're not going to know, like, shit, I should have walked up, flayed, hooked, and then, oh shit, you know, their support was following me, or this was a bad fight, I should have waited for this cooldown, or, you know, this fight, this 2v2 doesn't work, or this 2v1 doesn't work very well, I'm just baiting my teammate into death. So then you're gonna see that happen, and then you're gonna revert to just hiding in the bot lane, being one of the beta males in the support lane. Right? Those are two hurdles that you're going to have to get over. But the payout as a player of learning those two things, like learning to ignore your dumbass teammates and just mute all and focus on your gameplay, learning how to 2v2, 2v1, how to gank effectively as a support, like those are the things that enable supports to get high win rates. If you don't believe me, then you can just look at the guy that hit rank 1 doing sport, right? Ole. Yes. I've experienced them too with the Bard climb. I mean, this is why I do the climbs, dude. To save you time. Now, granted, the only way you're going to learn is through experience. However, what I'm hoping that this lesson does for you is make you understand, like, hey, you know, I have reasonable evidence to support that this is the right move, and you have to be confident. Gotta mute the idiots. You gotta focus on the plan. Now, I did all that ranting because I think this is an important moment. This is not the ideal scenario. Watch any, like, we have Racecat in here as a Thresh main. He's like high elo EOS Thresh main, right? And if you notice, anytime he's playing in a low elo game, he even gets like insane win rates solo. He got an insane win rate on NA with like 130 ping or whatever, 110 ping, playing Thresh and Tom. All the way up. It's hilarious, but that just goes to show you how good a confident support actually is in terms of impacting the game. The bonus here, and this is a good catch, but the bonus here is that I called all the supports beta males and e-girls and all that shit, right? The beauty of the support role is, and it was showed with the Bard climb that I did, is when you actually play the role well, you climb because everybody you're facing is stupid as fuck. Like, most of the support mains are terrible. So you don't have to worry about like some high skill support mains very often, you know, counteracting you. It's very rare. Now, mid-game clearing vision I think is essential. In these team fights, I think mostly what I would be doing is trying to protect my Syndra. Look at your ADC go, dude. He's a boss. Who would have thought? I would be picking my team back. It looks like you do leave. Kind of luck out with that fight. If Ray's here and can chime in, that would be lovely. Drunken headshot. I don't know what we're supposed to be building on Thresh these days. Although I don't think itemization is your big weakness at the moment. Thanks, Drunken. Oh boy. You should have backed down way sooner. As soon as they defend... Alright. as soon as Tristana elects to auto you, he knows something that you don't. ADCs don't just auto supports very often unless they're very confident that they're either going to dodge the skill shot or they have a support behind them or a teammate flanking. So this should be a tell, like, oh, I shouldn't be going for this. You should have backed away a long time ago. Kind of get unlucky. Enemy jungle is like a beast in this game. Like, he's really good. What happened here? Personally, I think you should have been... You shouldn't go in on this. The reason why, Vayne's dead and Syndra's in base. As soon as Vlad shows up, alright, this is how you view Vladimir, okay? So, Vladimir is one of those champions that does really well in objectives. The reason why he does really well in objectives, he's got a lot of sustain. He loves when people keep fights on top of him. So, what I mean is, generally when people see Vladimir, they just walk away. Objectives are awesome for Vladimir, just like they are for Rumble, because people just sit on objectives. So in this case here, you should view this as a very good spot, juicy spot for Vladimir, and he can always outplay you with pool. So you, as a support, should be going, fuck, I'm out, right? And you should be throwing the lantern here and making the executive decision, like, no, this is stupid. Dragon's at 4K, we're never killing it. Get out, give the dragon away. And by the way, I agree with chat. There's like no way you're winning this game with that player on the enemy team in the role you're playing. It's very unlikely. But that's okay. That'll happen. Your jungle's just way too outclassed. And I don't think there's any amount of like roaming you could do to stop this Rek'Sai from eating your team. Which is kind of one of the, yeah, see? Which is one of the downsides of support role, I think. Is you will have games like this sometimes where you're just playing support. He does throw, though. He does throw. This Kha'Zix is quite unclutch. Why doesn't the Kha'Zix just walk around? Unreal. It was a good attempt by you to steal it. Now, another thing I want to touch on before I shut this replay down, because we've been going for a while. This game's pretty much dead. They get first Baron, Giant Smurf, Giant ADC, even their support's Giant. I want to double back on what we talked about with decisiveness and why it's important. Riot has done a very, Riot has made sure that indecisive, boring, weak, mechanical idiots can play support at a high level, literally. I want you to notice, can I reorganize this or will it let me? There we go. I want you to notice the Soraka is 2, 6, and 15. Did it look like the Soraka did anything fancy other than run behind people and heal them? No. No. I'm showing you this because she's got 17 kill participation. You have 6. She's outperformed you by about 3 times your kill participation. Okay? The only way this is gonna happen, the only way this is gonna change, this will be a reoccurring theme in your games until you get better. You will see countless time and time again. You will see Sorakas and Jannas and Lulus, and I don't know if Lulu so much, Namis or whatever the fuck, you're going to see a lot of really passive supports getting wins over you. Until you get more decisive, until you command level 2 all-ins, until you're roaming around the map, this will not change. This will not change, because the function of Soraka and Janna is 10 times easier than the function of Thresh. The function of Thresh is, bam, push for level 2, go for a hook all in, bam, flay, then get Mobies, run around the map, snowball the map, get vision, keep making picks, keep crushing the map, lantern your ADC out, do all this bullshit, make sick engages. Thresh is like the Lee Sin of fucking supports in a lot of ways. Okay? So it's just like when you see bad Blitzcranks, bad Threshes, bad Bards, whatever. If you're not decisive, if you're not confident, if you're not making calls around the map, you will not be anything. You're better off playing Soraka and Janna. Now, I'm not saying all this to be a dick to you. You may get better, you may not. But if you don't get better, and if you can't handle this shit mechanically, then you may want to consider playing like a Janna or Soraka, because I'm telling you right now, they're way easier to pull off. Will they be as fun? Fuck no. But they will get you the results. Leona sucks. Don't play Leona. Leona's like worst support in the game, I think. But that's how I view it. So, to summarize. Level 2 all-ins. Mobies. Roams. Plan ahead. Situations where your teammates looking like they're going to die. You need to see that they're going to die in advance. Back off. Just give your team a lantern. Alright? Don't worry about your teammates raging at you, at the bullshit they're going to say when you roam, especially if they perform badly. And try very hard, every time you make a gank, every time you show up in a different lane, put yourself in the enemy's position. At first, you're not going to know what the fuck they're going to do. But at least try to think about it. As you're showing up for a gank, in the instance of, what was it, Syndra and Vlad, right? You have Syndra and Vlad. Let's say you go to gank Vlad. You run up to mid, you're level 4, Vlad's level 5, Syndra's level 5 or whatever, right? So you run up to gank, or, you know, or you're level 6 and Syndra's level 7 or 8 and Vlad's level 8 or whatever the fuck. So you go in to gank Vlad, right? Vlad's here, Syndra's here, Thresh, you're coming around from here. What would happen? Have it planned in your head. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to hold my flay. Why am I going to hold my flay? Because the first thing Vlad might do is he might see me and just panic pool. And then I can follow him along through the pool. And then I can E into my Q, right? And then bam, we get a kill. Easy money. What you would do, because you're new to this, you would roam and then you would mindlessly just throw your hook. I'm basically judging you right now because you're low elo, but you're basically just gonna run out and throw your hook, miss it. Vlad's gonna fucking pool and run to his tower. It's gonna be a waste. Plan that shit before you show up to the lanes. All right. Now. You don't seem bad. Seems like you got an unlucky Vayne lane, and it seems like you got an unlucky Smurf this game. However, you could definitely work on your confidence for level 2s. You could definitely work on the roams. You could definitely work on the lanterns. You could definitely work on, you know, when to give up a ward that you're trying to clear and all that stuff. But hopefully this little pep talk will get you more motivated to get into ranked and start taking more risks. Don't play. You can't play like you're going to get carried by these people. It's just not going to happen. Sometimes they're good, and if they are, stay in the lane. If they're not, get the fuck out and make shit happen. Alright, YouTube, it's NEACE, No Bullshit Gamer. Hope you like the review of the Thresh gameplay. Like, subscribe. This goes on the channel. Love you, and I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Thanks.